think I just cracked the code to making vegan shawarma. You will not believe how amazing this tastes. This chickenless chicken shawarma is made out of vital wheat gluten and tofu, with a little bit of pea protein. All the ingredients will go in the food processor. Apart from the vital wheat gluten, we will add it later. That's 250 grams of firm tofu and 1 tablespoon of pea protein. You don't have to use pea protein if you don't have it, but it gives more depth and sweetness to the seitan chicken and helps the tofu absorb the spices. The rest of the spices go in nutritional yeast, ginger powder, onion and garlic powder, paprika powder, sage, smoked salt, egg replacer, and oil. I also dissolved half a cube of nut chicken in hot water and added that as well. I used vegetable stock cube before. It doesn't really affect the taste much. I'll run all these for a few minutes till I get this hummus looking paste. Then I added half a cup of vital wheat gluten and ran the processor again for a few minutes until the mixture turns into a ball. I usually leave this to rest for 15 to 20 minutes for the gluten to relax. Then I kneaded a little more and divided into different sized discs with the help of some tiny hands that appeared out of nowhere. The discs should be divided in a way to form the shawarma skewer. I wrapped each disc in parchment paper and then foil, making sure it's tight so the dough doesn't expand. This goes in the oven for 45 minutes at 180 degrees. Make sure to check it at the last 15 minutes so it doesn't have a hard crust on the outside. When it comes out of the oven, it should look something like this. Let it rest unwrapped for 30 minutes to an hour. Meanwhile, let me tell you about today's sponsor. You might think that shawarma is all about the chicken, or in this case the seitan. Where I come from, making the best shawarma sandwich is very competitive, and some might consider it an art form. So to have a perfect shawarma that you can invite people over for and challenge your non-vegan friends to tell the difference, I suggest taking a very short time to learn making the garlic paste and sage bread. Garlic paste actually takes a couple of minutes only to make. I measure 2/3 of oat milk to 1/3 oil in this mixing cup. Then added peeled garlic, salt, lemon, and egg replacer. You can use cornstarch instead, of course. I mix this until very smooth, then move it to a saucepan and let it heat up till I get this kind of texture and let it cool down. There are different methods to making this. Increasing the oil will make it like a garlicky mayonnaise, and using water instead of oat milk would also work. I left the measurements I used in the description. The bread is also very easy and doesn't require any resting time since no yeast is used. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, oat milk, warm water with olive oil, salt and sugar. I mixed the wet ingredients and dissolved the salt and sugar in them, then added them to the flour, combined everything together, and actually I let it rest for some time. It made the dough easier to work with, but it's not necessary if you don't have the time. 1.5 cups of flour should make about 6 pieces of sage bread. When you cut the dough, it might seem like the pieces are tiny, but that's okay. If you divide it any bigger, it will end up being thick like Indian chapati. So I roll each ball with a rolling pin and by hand, using this technique which I went through in the pita bread video. Watch it if you would like to serve the shawarma in pita bread. It will also be very delicious. The dough should be very thin, almost transparent, because when you move it to the frying pan it will shrink a little bit on the way and while baking. Traditionally these are made on a special upside down wok type of a thing, where the dough is always stretched to the correct size. But since we're doing this at home, I used the biggest frying pan I have, which is 28 centimeters on medium heat. This will take about 10 to 20 seconds to bake on each side. Once it's done on both sides, move it to a plate and cover it with kitchen towel. Unlike the pita bread, the kitchen towel needs to have stripes for this to work. It's time now for the exciting part. If you're trying to impress your friends, then arrange the discs in this way, with a chopstick or two in the middle before frying it. Otherwise you can just cut the discs into strips and fry them in the spices. Talking about the spices, this is what gives shawarma its distinct taste and smell. It's so good, it will even make rubber taste like shawarma. I made this at home. They are all spices you can find in your kitchen. You can pause the video now to read the names of the trillion spices on the screen, or you can find them in the video description. I put about 2 tablespoons of the shawarma spice mix in some oil in a frying pan, and actually ended up adding a little more onion powder, smoked salt, and lots of sumac powder. Then you know how it goes from there. Roll it, baste it, cut it, fry it. Enjoy the shawarma process. Make sure to get some crispy edges to add a little crunch in each bite. The original basic shawarma sandwich usually has an insane amount of garlic paste, shawarma of course, iceberg lettuce, and fries. The rest is optional. I like to add tomatoes and this kind of chili paste or harissa. You should really try this recipe. I promise you will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, press the notification button, like and share the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.